Retirement should be your golden years, not a survival challenge. But in some places, retirees face skyrocketing crime, suffocating costs, and natural disasters waiting to happen. Welcome to the list of the 10 most dangerous places for retirees in 2025. Avoid these risky retirement spots. Some cities may lure you in with sunny beaches, low taxes, or a quiet lifestyle. But beneath the surface, think soaring crime rates, dwindling social security benefits, and healthcare nightmares. One wrong move, and your peaceful retirement could turn into a real-life thriller, minus the happy ending. Before you pack your bags, let's dive into the worst places to retire in 2025. Because trust me, some of these spots make living on a deserted island sound like a retirement upgrade. Stay tuned, hit that like button, and subscribe to Restful Wealth, because making the right retirement choice starts right now. Number 10. Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Sarnia, the little Canadian city that offers retirees breathtaking views of industrial smokestacks. Nestled on the shores of Lake Huron, this Ontario town might look like a peaceful retirement haven, but don't let that fool you. Sarnia has a not-so-lovely reputation as an industrial powerhouse, and unfortunately, with great industry comes great pollution. If you've ever wanted to perfect the art of breathing through a mask indoors, this might just be the place for you. Sarnia is home to Chemical Valley, an industrial hub so packed with refineries and chemical plants that the air itself feels like it should come with a warning label. According to reports, Sarnia has some of the worst air quality in Canada, with emissions linked to respiratory issues, cardiovascular disease, and, well, a general feeling that you should probably not inhale too deeply. For retirees looking for fresh, crisp air to enjoy on their morning walks, Sarnia says, good luck with that. But maybe you're willing to overlook the air quality if it means a peaceful retirement, right? Well, peaceful is an understatement. Sarnia isn't exactly bursting with cultural activities. Sure, there's the occasional local festival or an evening at the Imperial Theatre, but if you're looking for a vibrant art scene, buzzing nightlife, or even just a cafe that stays open past dinner time, you might be out of luck. Many retirees move here expecting relaxation, but end up feeling like they've been placed in permanent timeout. Now, let's talk about the city itself. Sarnia's infrastructure has seen better days, and some areas look like they've been waiting for a makeover since the 80s. Roads need repair, buildings are aging, and there's an overall feeling that the city is in a bit of a maintenance limbo. For retirees hoping to settle in a place that screams comfortable and modern, Sarnia might just whisper, "Sorry, we're still working on that." If you enjoy the nostalgic scent of factory fumes, don't mind a slow social scene, and think crumbling infrastructure adds character, then maybe, just maybe, Sarnia is for you. But for most retirees looking for a safe, healthy, and lively retirement, it's probably best to keep looking. Number 9. Thompson, Manitoba, Canada. If your idea of retirement involves warm sunshine, gentle breezes, and sipping coffee on your porch without fear of frostbite, then Thompson, Manitoba might not be the place for you. In fact, it's the exact opposite of that. Nestled in northern Manitoba, this small, isolated town is famous for three things: bone-chilling temperatures, a crime rate that makes big cities look peaceful, and a remoteness that might make you wonder if civilization forgot about it. Let's start with the weather. Thompson isn't just cold. It's the kind of cold that makes you question your life choices. With winter temperatures regularly plunging below 40 degrees, retirees hoping for peaceful morning walks will quickly find themselves battling frostbite instead. It's the sort of place where your eyelashes freeze, your breath turns into ice crystals, and even your car battery questions its will to live. Sure, the snow-covered landscapes look beautiful, but when you need 5 layers just to check the mail, it starts to lose its charm. Thompson may not be a bustling metropolis, but its crime rate sure makes it feel like one. Despite its small size, it consistently ranks among the most violent cities in Canada. According to reports, Thompson has one of the highest per capita crime rates in the country, making it a place where locking your doors isn't just recommended, it's a survival skill. Muggings, assaults, and property crimes are unfortunately common, and while the town has tried to improve its reputation, let's just say it's still a work in progress. If you were hoping for a peaceful retirement free from worry, this might not be the best destination. Thompson isn't just cold and crime-ridden. It's isolated. If you need a quick getaway to a bigger city for shopping, medical care, or just human interaction, good luck. The closest major city, Winnipeg, is about 470 miles, 760 kilometers away. That's roughly an 8-hour drive on a good day. Want to fly? Sure, but expect limited flights and expensive tickets. If you move to Thompson, you'd better love solitude, because it's not the kind of place you can easily escape from. Unless you have a deep love for extreme weather, are comfortable living in a high-crime environment, and enjoy being really far from everything, Thompson is probably not the best place to spend your golden years. If you do retire here, just make sure you invest in a good winter coat and maybe a security system. Number 8. North Battleford, Saskatchewan, Canada. A battle you might want to sit out. If you're thinking about retiring in North Battleford, Saskatchewan, I have one question for you. Do you enjoy living on the edge? Because this little prairie city isn't just a sleepy retirement town, it's a place where the crime rate keeps things exciting, and not in a good way. Throw in brutal winters and a healthcare system that's a little underwhelming, and you've got a retirement destination that might just make you reconsider your life choices. North Battleford consistently ranks near the top of Canada's Crime Severity Index, meaning it has one of the highest crime rates in the country. Now, for a city with a population of just over 14,000, that's impressive. Property crime, break-ins, and violent offenses are common, so if you're looking for a place where you can actually leave your doors unlocked, keep looking. Here, home security isn't just a suggestion, it's a full-time hobby. And before you think, oh, it can't be that bad, consider this. North Battleford regularly competes for the title of most dangerous city in Canada per capita. That's not exactly a tourism slogan you'd want on a welcome sign. Now, if you're thinking, well, I'll just stay indoors and keep to myself, North Battleford's winter weather would like to have a word. This city experiences long, harsh winters where temperatures regularly drop below 22 degrees Fahrenheit, 90 degrees Celsius. Snowstorms can turn streets into obstacle courses, and ice? That's just nature's way of making your morning walk an extreme sport. For retirees looking to stay active, winter limits outdoor options significantly. Unless you count shoveling snow for survival as a fitness plan, you might find yourself trapped indoors, wondering why you ever thought this was a good idea. Let's talk about something really important: healthcare. North Battleford has basic medical services, but if you need specialized care, you're probably heading to Saskatoon, 85 miles, 135 kilometers away. So if you're hoping for quick access to top-notch medical care in your later years, North Battleford might not be the best bet. If you love unpredictability, freezing temperatures, and a bit of a healthcare gamble, North Battleford might be your dream retirement spot. But if you'd rather spend your golden years not worrying about crime, frostbite, and long drives to see a doctor, you might want to explore other options. Number 7. San Francisco, California, USA. San Francisco, the city of Golden Gate views, sourdough bread, and a price tag that makes your wallet cry. It's a place that's technically beautiful, but also comes with a few, let's call them deal breakers for retirees. Between the Olympic-level hills, the astronomical cost of living, and a homelessness crisis that's impossible to ignore, retiring in San Francisco might not be the peaceful, picturesque experience you had in mind. Let's talk money. San Francisco isn't just expensive, it's the poster child for, are you kidding me, real estate prices. The median home price hovers around $1.3 million. And rent for a one-bedroom apartment can easily cost more than most people's mortgages elsewhere. Add in sky-high taxes, inflated grocery prices, and restaurant bills that require a second mortgage, and you've got a financial black hole that can swallow a retirement fund whole. If you're relying on Social Security or a pension, good luck, because in San Francisco, a $5 coffee feels like a steal, and parking can cost more than an actual meal. Retiring here means spending more time checking your bank balance than enjoying your golden years. If you have any mobility concerns, San Francisco has one question for you. Do you enjoy climbing mountains? Because that's what walking here feels like. The city's steep, unforgiving hills are picturesque in postcards, but an absolute nightmare for anyone with bad knees, arthritis, or, legs. Even if you drive, good luck finding parking. It's practically a competitive sport. And don't get me started on the cable cars. Sure, they look charming, but they won't be carrying you everywhere. San Francisco's homelessness crisis is one of the worst in the U.S., with thousands of people living in makeshift encampments. While homelessness itself isn't a crime, some areas have seen rising safety concerns, open drug use, and an increase in theft. For retirees hoping for a peaceful environment, navigating certain parts of the city can feel more stressful than scenic. San Francisco may have stunning views and a thriving food scene, but unless you have bottomless retirement savings, bionic knees, and a love for financial stress, it might not be the best place to settle down. There are easier, cheaper, and safer ways to enjoy ocean views, ones that don't require climbing a hill just to get your mail. Number 6. Miami, Florida, USA. Miami, the land of sun, sand, and enough humidity to make your hair start its own rebellion. It's a city that looks like a retiree's dream on the outside, but hides a few serious deal breakers beneath those swaying palm trees. If you're considering spending your golden years here, you might want to think twice, because between the hurricanes, skyrocketing costs, and never-ending tourist invasion, Miami might leave you feeling more storm-tossed than sun-kissed. You know what's great about retirement? Peace and relaxation. You know what's not relaxing? Having to evacuate your home because a hurricane is about to turn your condo into a swimming pool. Miami is one of the most hurricane-prone cities in the U.S., and every season brings a new batch of storms with names that sound deceptively friendly until they're blowing your patio furniture into the next zip code. And let's not forget the flooding. Miami is literally sinking thanks to rising sea levels. Sunny day flooding, where streets turn into Venetian canals just because the tide is high, is now a regular thing. Retiring here means constantly checking the weather like it's a full-time job. Once upon a time, Miami was a somewhat affordable retirement haven. Now, not so much. The cost of living has soared, with rents and home prices skyrocketing faster than a beachfront property during a hurricane evacuation. Thanks to Miami's growing popularity, even basic essentials, groceries, gas, and dining out, come with a premium price tag. Want to enjoy a casual dinner at a nice restaurant? That'll be at least $100. Thinking of buying a home? Hope you've been saving since birth. And let's not forget property insurance, which has become so expensive in Florida that it might as well come with a side of sticker shock. Miami is a city that never sleeps, mostly because it's always entertaining a never-ending parade of tourists. South Beach, Little Havana, Wynwood, everywhere you go, it's packed with visitors looking to party. And guess what? When a city thrives on tourism, prices for locals go up too. Whether it's inflated restaurant prices, surge pricing for ride shares, or grocery store markups, retirees living on a fixed income might find themselves paying vacation-level prices all year long. Sure, Miami has beautiful beaches, vibrant nightlife, and a culture that's as lively as the salsa music playing on Ocean Drive. But unless you enjoy playing Will My House Survive Hurricane Season, watching your retirement savings evaporate, and battling tourists for a parking spot, you might want to reconsider. Number 5. Los Angeles, California, USA. Los Angeles, the city of stars, palm trees, and the fastest way to drain your retirement savings. It's a place where dreams come true. If your dream is to spend half your life in traffic, pay a small fortune for rent, and breathe air that occasionally tastes like burnt toast. Sure, LA has sunshine, beaches, and celebrity sightings, but unless you're retiring with a Hollywood-sized bank account, it might not be the best place to spend your golden years. Let's break down why. If you're thinking about buying a home in LA for retirement, I hope you have a winning lottery ticket lying around. The median home price sits well over $900,000, and rent for a one-bedroom apartment can cost more than a mortgage in most other states. And let's not forget property taxes, home insurance, and maintenance costs, which all add up faster than a Hollywood movie budget. Even if you downsize to an apartment, LA's rental market isn't exactly retiree-friendly. Prices have soared thanks to high demand, and many seniors find themselves competing with young professionals who are willing to live in a glorified closet just to be near the beach. You know how some retirees take up golf, gardening, or painting? Well, in LA, you get a different hobby: sitting in traffic for hours on end. The city's notorious congestion means that a simple trip to the grocery store can feel like a cross-country road trip. And if you thought you'd trade in driving for public transportation, good luck. LA's transit system is famously unreliable, which means you're either stuck behind the wheel or walking a ridiculous distance just to catch a bus. Los Angeles has some of the worst air quality in the country, thanks to its combination of traffic emissions, industrial pollution, and that ever-present mystical haze known as smog. If you have respiratory issues or just enjoy the concept of breathing without consequences, LA's air pollution might make you think twice. While LA's crime rates vary by neighborhood, there are some areas, like Skid Row and parts of South LA, where crime is significantly higher. Property crime, theft, and homelessness-related incidents have been on the rise, making safety a real concern for retirees who just want a peaceful place to enjoy their golden years. Los Angeles has plenty of appeal: great weather, world-class entertainment, and maybe even a celebrity sighting or two. But between sky-high living costs, relentless traffic, air pollution, and safety concerns, it might not be the paradise you imagined. We're halfway through our list. Thank you for sticking with us. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more retirement insights, and drop a comment below. Would you retire in LA? Stay tuned for number 4. It only gets riskier from here. Number 4. Honolulu, Hawaii, USA, where your retirement savings vanish faster than a wave. Hawaii, the ultimate tropical paradise, swaying palm trees, crystal clear waters, and postcard-perfect beaches. It sounds like a retiree's dream, right? Well, hold on to your ukulele, because paradise comes with a price tag, and in Honolulu, that price tag is massive. Between the sky-high cost of living, limited medical care, and a never-ending tourist invasion, retiring here might leave you feeling more stranded than relaxed. Let's talk numbers. Honolulu's cost of living is over 80% higher than the US average. Yes, you read that right, 80% higher. That means your Social Security check will stretch about as far as a cheap souvenir lei. A gallon of milk? That'll be around $8, which makes you wonder if the cows here have VIP beach access. Electricity? The highest rates in the nation thanks to Hawaii's reliance on imported fuel. And don't even think about buying a home unless you have a treasure chest buried in your backyard. The median home price sits well above $900,000. Now let's talk about something retirees actually need: healthcare. Sure, Honolulu has hospitals, but if you need a specialist, especially for geriatric care, you may find yourself waiting weeks or even flying to the mainland for treatment. That's right. Imagine needing a major medical procedure and having to book a 6-hour flight just to see a doctor. Not exactly the stress-free retirement most people envision, is it? One of the best parts of retirement is finally having the time to enjoy life. But in Honolulu, everyone else has the same idea, except they're all tourists. The beaches? Crowded. The restaurants? Booked solid. Traffic? A nightmare. It's one thing to visit Waikiki on vacation, but living there means dealing with a never-ending influx of selfie-taking, sunburned visitors who don't know how to drive and think every local is their personal tour guide. And forget about enjoying a quiet sunset on the beach, because you'll be surrounded by influencers trying to capture the perfect golden hour photo. Honolulu is breathtakingly beautiful, but beauty doesn't pay the bills. Between insane living costs, limited medical care, and the daily struggles of living in a tourist hotspot, retirement here might feel less like paradise and more like a financial survival challenge. Number 3. Detroit, Michigan, USA. Detroit, the Motor City, the birthplace of Motown, a place with a spirit of resilience unlike any other. But when it comes to retirement, well, let's just say you might want to keep that engine running in case you need a quick exit. While Detroit has been making a comeback, it still has its fair share of retirement red flags, from economic uncertainty to healthcare challenges and crime concerns. Let's take a closer look at why this city, despite its charm, might not be the best place to settle down for your golden years. Detroit's history is legendary, once a booming automotive hub, then a symbol of economic collapse, and now a city fighting for revitalization. But while downtown has seen some impressive improvements, many neighborhoods still struggle with abandoned buildings, unemployment, and a fluctuating economy. Sure, housing is cheap, The median home price hovers around $80,000, which is basically the cost of a down payment in other cities. But there's a catch. Some neighborhoods have so many vacant homes, you might feel like you're living in a ghost town. And while some areas are on the rise, others still face issues with infrastructure and investment, making long-term stability questionable. Detroit does have major hospitals and medical centers, but access to quality healthcare isn't equally distributed. If you're in the downtown area, you're in luck. But venture into some lower-income neighborhoods, and you might find a serious lack of medical resources, specialists, and reliable emergency care. For retirees who rely on frequent doctor visits or specialized care, this could be a major problem. After all, when you retire, you want to be checking out new restaurants, not Googling nearest urgent care every other week. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Crime. Detroit has one of the highest violent crime rates in the United States, and while some neighborhoods are relatively safe, others remain hotspots for theft, assault, and property crime. Some retirees might think, "Oh, I'll just avoid the dangerous areas." That's a solid plan, until you realize that some of those areas are just a few blocks from the places you do want to visit. And let's be honest, no one wants to play a real-life game of which street is safe today every time they step outside. Detroit is a city with a rich history, strong community spirit, and undeniable character. But when it comes to retirement, the challenges, economic instability, healthcare access issues, and crime make it a risky choice. Retirement is about relaxing, not worrying. So unless you're looking for an adventure, or you're a retired detective who thrives on excitement, Detroit might not be the best place to spend your golden years. Number 2, New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, the Big Easy, the birthplace of jazz, the land of beignets and Bourbon Street. It's a city full of soul, culture, and history. But before you start dreaming of lazy afternoons sipping chicory coffee while listening to a brass band, let's talk about a few, shall we say, retirement deal breakers. Because while NOLA might be a fantastic place to visit, living here as a retiree comes with a few complications. Let's start with the obvious. New Orleans is a magnet for hurricanes and flooding. Every summer, retirees here don't just check the weather, they watch it like it's a season finale cliffhanger. Remember Hurricane Katrina? That wasn't just a freak occurrence. Louisiana gets hit by hurricanes more often than your grandkids ask for money. Even if your home survives the storms, you might end up paying a small fortune just to insure it. Homeowners insurance in New Orleans is one of the most expensive in the country, thanks to all that water damage risk. And let's not even get started on flood insurance. It's practically a second mortgage. New Orleans is famous for its vibrant nightlife, Mardi Gras parades, and haunted history, but some areas are a little too thrilling. While tourist hotspots like the French Quarter and Garden District are relatively safe, just wander a few blocks in the wrong direction, and suddenly, things aren't quite so festive. The city has one of the highest violent crime rates in the U.S., and property crime is an ongoing problem. While crime tends to be concentrated in certain neighborhoods, it's worth noting that even parked cars aren't safe. NOLA is infamous for car break-ins, so unless you plan on driving a tank, securing your vehicle can be a daily struggle. New Orleans may seem affordable at first glance, but living here can nickel and dime you in ways you didn't expect. Insurance costs are sky-high. Hurricane and flood insurance are basically mandatory. Home maintenance is a nightmare. Humidity, flooding, and termites love New Orleans as much as the tourists do. Utility bills aren't cheap. Summer heat and air conditioning costs will have you sweating both physically and financially. New Orleans is a city of music, food, and southern charm, but for retirees, it comes with serious risks: hurricanes, high crime, and costly living expenses. If you love the idea of waking up to jazz and sipping cocktails on a balcony, it's best enjoyed as a vacation, not a permanent retirement plan. That being said, if you thrive on adventure and don't mind checking the weather like it's a life-or-death situation, then hey, laissez le bon temps rouler. Number 1. Memphis, Tennessee, the home of blues and, unfortunately, bad news for retirees. If you love barbecue, blues, and Elvis Presley, Memphis probably sounds like a dream retirement destination. But before you start packing up your record collection and perfecting your slow-cooked ribs recipe, let's have a serious talk. Because while Memphis has plenty of soul, it also has some major issues that make it a nightmare for retirees. Memphis is a city that knows how to sing the blues. But it also has a crime rate that could make even the toughest outlaws nervous. Year after year, Memphis ranks among the most dangerous cities in America, with violent crime rates that are higher than most places you'd even consider visiting, let alone living in. We're talking carjackings, break-ins, and some neighborhoods where walking around at night is about as safe as juggling chainsaws blindfolded. Gangs and firearm-related crimes are a persistent issue, and property crimes, especially car theft, are so common that owning a vehicle in Memphis should come with a complimentary good luck card from your insurance company. If you're planning to retire in Memphis, you might want to budget for a security system, motion sensor lights, and maybe a moat. Car theft and home burglaries are rampant, and porch pirates don't just steal Amazon packages. They're practically part of the city's greeting committee. And before you think, oh, I'll just live in a safer area, keep in mind that while some neighborhoods are better than others, crime in Memphis isn't confined to one spot. It's spread out like an all-you-can-eat buffet of bad news. Getting old means more doctor visits. It's just a fact of life. But in Memphis, access to high-quality medical care can be hit or miss. While the city does have hospitals, some areas are severely lacking in specialists and reliable healthcare facilities. If you're dealing with chronic health conditions or need specialized geriatric care, you might find yourself taking long road trips just to get proper treatment. And let's be honest, nobody wants to spend their golden years stuck in traffic trying to see a doctor when they could be enjoying a peaceful retirement elsewhere. Look, Memphis is an incredible city for music, food, and culture. But as a retirement destination, hard pass. Between sky-high crime rates, constant security concerns, and less than ideal healthcare access, it's just not a place where you want to spend your stress-free golden years. But hey, if you're craving some world-class barbecue and want to walk in the footsteps of Elvis, Memphis makes for a fantastic vacation. Just make sure your car is still there when you leave. And there you have it, the 10 most dangerous places for retirees in 2025. Some might have surprised you, while others might have just confirmed your suspicions. Either way, choosing the right place to retire is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. So before you pack your bags, do your research, weigh the risks, and make sure your dream destination won't turn into a nightmare. Which of these places surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more retirement insights from Restful Wealth.